Neurofeedback works, but the industry is disjointed and most providers and clients don't have a proven process they can trust. I'm Dianne Kosto, a mom on a mission. I was introduced to neurofeedback to help my son because I needed something measurable, something that creates real change, not guesswork. I've delivered neurofeedback across a dozen locations, helped over 10,000 clients, and supported a couple hundred or more businesses in implementing brain mapping and neurofeedback with a repeatable, data-driven system. I also wrote From Trauma to Triumph, a mom's mission with neurofeedback, on how this work transforms lives when it's done the right way. Welcome to the NeuroContrarian. The VA has built an extraordinary range of advanced drug-free options for veterans, but many of those options remain hidden in plain sight. And that is the paradox of choice in veteran care. So when a healthcare system expands, including cutting-edge technology alongside traditional care, more options should mean more access. But without a clear roadmap, the exact opposite actually happens. Information gets fragmented across clinics, departments, and complex ordering pathways. Suddenly, the heavy burden of discovery falls entirely on the veteran and their family. Think about it. You cannot advocate for an advanced medical option you've never even heard of. Too often, valuable solutions stay on the shelf simply because no one showed the veteran what to ask for. Inside a system as massive as the Veterans Health Administration, that challenge isn't a lack of innovation, it's a communication breakdown. I see this happening in three specific places. First is the provider bottleneck. So VA providers are managing high volume, immediate medical needs in incredibly short increments for appointments. A doctor cannot realistically remember or explain every evolving device, specialized therapy, or drug-free option in a 15-minute visit. So the conversation defaults to the standard flow of care that they're accustomed to: prescriptions, referrals, routine pathways. Second is information fragmentation. So when a system spreads options across whole health, community care, and isolated innovation pathways, the information rarely lives in one clear place. One option is tied to a local clinic, another sits inside a medical device pathway that most veterans have never even heard of. The options are real, but they're functionally invisible. Third is the heavy burden of self-advocacy. To ask for a non-standard option, a veteran must already know that it exists, know the exact terminology to use, and know which department handles it. So that's a massive ask for somebody that's already dealing with chronic pain, migraines, poor sleep, PTSD, TBI, or, if it's a caregiver that has burnout. So when veterans simply don't know what they don't know. For OPTI Vet Solutions, the mission to fix this started with something surprisingly simple: a pair of shoes. Navy veteran and OPTI Vet co-founder Mike Sweeney was told the VA could provide high-quality walking shoes for veterans with back issues. Like many, he was skeptical, but he decided to find out. So after enrolling in VA care and speaking with his provider, Mike was prescribed 2 pairs of high-quality shoes. Hoka's and Brooks, I think it was, specifically designed to support his biomechanics. So that one visit raised a much bigger question for him. If the VA provides this, what else are veterans missing simply because no one told them that it was available? That question became the mission. OPTI Vet Solutions was founded by Stacy Sweeney, Mike Sweeney, and Shannon Boyle to help veterans take back their health and quality of life without relying on more medications. I met Stacy several years ago, and her passion for helping veterans access better options was undeniable. What she and Mike envisioned back then is exactly what their team's building right now. Shannon Boyle's become one of the most visible voices in this work, as the first point of contact, helping veterans realize alternatives exist before they even step into a clinic. So OPTI Vet empowers the veterans by illuminating available resources and mapping out exactly how to start the process. The organization equips veterans to become their own best advocates, providing them with specific tools, concise language, documentation necessary to communicate effectively with healthcare providers. Now, let's be entirely clear about what OPTI Vet Solutions is and what it isn't. They're not a medical clinic. They don't diagnose, prescribe, or promise automatic approvals. They function strictly as an educational concierge. This is not about bypassing the VA or attacking VA providers. It's about helping veterans become informed, active participants in their own care. Through their platform, veterans can learn about cutting-edge, drug-free options that are already being explored or utilized within VA settings. This includes things like therapeutic virtual reality programs for pain and anxiety, non-invasive neuromodulation featured in VA and DoD headache guidance, photobiomodulation and LED-based therapies, at-home neurofeedback systems, which I'm a super advocate for, and automated medication management devices. These aren't magic solutions, but they open up a broader care conversation that many families never get to have. This is where the OPTI Vet call team makes a massive difference. They don't navigate the system for the veteran, order products, or submit requests. Instead, they answer questions, walk veterans through secure tools like ID.me or myhealth.vet, and provide the exact documentation a VA physician needs to see. Sometimes the difference between progress and giving up is just one clear conversation. One person helping a veteran move from, "I don't know that existed," to "now I know exactly what to ask for." That is what real access looks like. If you look at the stories coming out of this community, the impact is just undeniable. One veteran shared that after watching the videos and following the links, they simply sent the information to their primary doctor. 2 weeks later, their device was sitting at their front door. Another veteran who's been struggling with severe migraines emailed their VA provider with the proper language and received their device in less than a week. We're seeing veterans successfully working with their authorized care teams, like one who took the information to their VA mental health doctor, got the request submitted, secured the device they needed, from red light wraps to personalized brainwave regulation. These stories show exactly what happens when you bridge the communication gap. Veterans should not have to know a secret menu to access their earned benefits. They shouldn't have to stumble onto life-changing solutions by accident. If you're a veteran, a caregiver, or someone who loves a veteran, OPTI Vet Solutions is the place to begin. Not to replace your provider, but to walk into your next appointment with clarity, confidence, and the support that you've rightfully earned.